The legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rates as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
The National Assembly is something that must be gotten right.
Before you call the police station, before they even leave, they'll take permission from
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve.
the struggle with the ASU strike.
The Minister of Education volunteered and said, give me 2 weeks.
It was a lie. The president never gave me any deadline.
Welcome to Global Morning here on
Welcome to the AM News.
The death toll from flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure.
Incidentally, we have several more stories.
the legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rates as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
The National Assembly is something that must be gotten right.
Before you call the police station, before they even leave, they'll take permission from
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve.
the struggle with the ASU
The
strike.
Minister of Education volunteered and said, give me 2 weeks.
It was a lie. The president never gave me any deadline.
Good morning. Welcome to the AM News on Global Television. I am Priscilla Obasi. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has expressed confidence that his administration is on the pathway to success in spite of the challenges facing the country, saying Nigeria has no reason to fail the rest of the African continent. This was disclosed in the statement signed by Dele Alake, the special advisor to the president on special duties, communication, and strategy. Receiving visiting Bank of America officials in his office at the State House on Tuesday, the president said his government was committed to instituting reforms that would engender the sustainable growth and development of the country. The president asked the bank's management to support and partner that it would advance mutual benefit for Nigeria and the financial institution. In his remarks, the leader of the delegation and president of the International Bank of America, Ms. Bernard Mensah, expressed excitement about the initial steps taken by the administration, which he said is taking Nigeria back to its rightful place in the global stage. The Bank of America said the Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank may need to increase interest rates by at least 700 basis points before the end of the year to curb inflation. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) on Tuesday opened and closed its defense in Peter Obi's petition challenging the result of the February 25 presidential election. Recall that Bola Tinubu was declared the winner of the election and was sworn as the president on 29 May. Obi of the Labour Party is urging the Presidential Election Petition Court in Abuja to set aside Tinubu's victory on the grounds that the Independent National Electoral Commission failed to comply with electoral laws. At the resumed proceeding on Tuesday, Counsel for INEC A.B. Mahmood San proceeded to close the defense in the petition after calling first witnesses Lawrence Bayode, an assistant director in charge of its ICT department. Bayode had also testified yesterday in aid of the Commission's defense against the petition filed by Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party. He was led in evidence by the Commission's lead counsel, A.B. Mahmood San, who also tendered some documents in the course of the proceedings. The witness under cross-examination said that even if blurred documents were downloaded from INEC's result viewing portal, it would not affect the physical result as recorded in the polling unit's result, otherwise called EC8A. He said the images of Form EC8A captured with the bimodal voters accreditation system and transmitted to IREV are not relevant for the collation of results. When examined by counsel for the All Progressives Congress, L.O. Fabemi San, the witness told the court that the glitch recorded during the last presidential election did not affect the collation of the election results. In the meantime, the chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu met with resident electorals in Abuja to reflect on the just concluded 2023 general elections with a view to commencing a holistic review of the process. While acknowledging the various opinions expressed by the political party candidates, observers, and the general public, Professor Yakubu noted that the Commission is listening, learning, and determined to improve future elections. Our correspondent Priscilla Obasi has the rest of the story.
Professor Yakubu highlighted the extensive preparation that preceded the election for over a 4-year period, making it one of the elections that have received the most investment of resources in the country's most recent history. Despite security challenges and attacks on personnel and facilities, the elections, according to him, were largely peaceful.
This is necessary if we are to learn the full lessons of the election going forward. Compared to some previous elections, we believe that the 2023 general election was one of the most meticulously prepared for in recent times. Learning from previous experiences, we started preparations immediately after the 2019 general election, carefully ticking the necessary boxes over a 4-year period.
The chairman stated that the Bimodal Voters Accreditation System, BVAS, deployed for voters accreditation received tremendous commendation with a remarkable success rate of 98%. According to Professor Yakubu, the outcome of the election demonstrated a fair representation of Nigeria's diverse multi-party democracy, with various political parties securing seats at different levels, a development that is reflective of the country's political diversity.
Accreditation using the Bimodal Voter Accreditation System, the BVAS, has generally been scored very high by voters. Our records show that the success rate of the BVAS accreditation stands at 98% compared to the smart card readers' 29.2% during the 2019 general election.
The chairman expressed gratitude to the resident electoral commissioners for their contributions and urged them to engage in more open and constructive discussions during the review process. He also highlighted the upcoming by-elections and off-cycle governorship elections, underscoring the continuous nature of electoral activities in Nigeria. Priscilla Obasi, reporting for Global TV News.
Meanwhile, 9 out of 20 persons referred trapped in the rubble of a 4-story building that collapsed on Monday in Dape Life Camp in Abuja have been rescued. The building, which was under construction as of the time of the collapse, is said to be owned by a top hotel in the territory. According to eyewitnesses at the site, the hotel, which was an underground facility, had no fewer than 20 persons trapped. While emergency responders and security personnel were on ground for rescue operations, officials of the FCT Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, said 9 persons have been rescued as of 9 p.m. on Monday. The National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, says those who forge its discharge or exemption certificates risk jail term, option, or fine, or both as penalties. The Director of Legal Services of the Corps, Mr. Ahmed Ibrahim, said this on Monday in Abuja during the 2023 Legal Officers Capacity Building Training. According to Ibrahim, the NYSC Act contains all the infractions that people should know about. He said the punishment in the first place is that those who commit such infractions will be arrested, while the police will charge them to court. At that point, Ibrahim said the police will be left with the responsibility of prosecution and the court to decide whether to imprison or fine such individuals. You watch News Prime on Global TV, coming to you live on StarTime channel 276 from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Follow us on all social media platforms at Global TV NG. We'll be back with more stories. Please stay with us.
Welcome to Global Morning here.
Welcome to the AM News.
The death toll from flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure.
Incidentally, we have several more stories.
The legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rates as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
The National Assembly is something that must be gotten right.
station before they even leave. They'll take permission from
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve.
We struggled with ASU
The
strike.
Minister of Education volunteered and said, give me 2 weeks.
It was a lie. The president never gave me any deadline.
Thank you for staying with us. The Nigerian government, through the Federal Inland Revenue Service (FIRS), has announced that VAT Direct initiative, a scheme aimed at enabling the government collect value-added taxes from the informal sector while reducing multiple taxation in the informal economy. Disclosing this in a statement on Monday, the FIRS stated that it will partner with Market Traders Association of Nigeria, MATAN, to collect and remit VAT from its members, particularly those in the informal sector, using the Unified Systems technology. The statement says it is a collaboration between FIRS and MATAN, where MATAN promotes awareness on VAT collection and remittance in the marketplace and informal sector, while also simplifying VAT payment and remittance for the marketplace and informal sector using a purpose-built digital platform. According to FIRS, the scheme will help tackle multiple taxation in the marketplace through partnerships with security agencies to curb the activities of touts and self-imposed tax collectors. The move is coming at a time Nigerians are groaning under the burden of the fuel subsidy removal and foreign exchange reforms. President Bola Tinubu has met with Shell Global Upstream Director Zoe Yunovich at a presidential villa. Also at the meeting was the Group Executive Officer and the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Mole Kyari. The meeting is President Tinubu's first engagement after Salah festivities and his foreign trips to France on June 20 and London on June 24. Yunovich, who assumed the office as Upstream Director on July 1, has become a member of the Shell Executive Committee since 2021. The meeting was part of the ongoing consultations with leaders from the oil and gas sector since his administration came on board. It forms part of the ongoing consultations with leaders from the oil and gas sector since his administration discontinued petroleum subsidy on May 29. The president had previously met with the ExxonMobil executives Liam Malone, Richard Lynn, and Adesua Dozie at the State House.